Hi Libra, happy December. I hope you are doing well, although I can see you are not. Okay. I pulled some Lenormands on here, guys. They're not even worth clarifiers. I just went right for the Lenormands because those really are what they are. There's no way to kind of misinterpret those. They're kind of straightforward, and they didn't come out. I was hoping that I was wrong. I honestly was, because this is a very disturbing reading. It's kind of your message isn't, you've got a lot coming in here. Some of you, I think, are either going to prison or are in prison, are going back to prison. Um, I think, though, um, I'm going to hit it from that angle first just to get this energy off of me. Um, I, I, I think you've got some legal problems. I think there is, um, I think that you are, if you're in a government position and you're being asked to do something against your will, or you're doing it on your own and you're going to really misuse your power here for the negative, you're going to end up in prison. So I would, suggest you maybe think about that. Um, I think that someone may have problems with the government also, and I think either someone's wanting to retaliate. Either way, there's something going on there that's not going to end well, so you need to get a handle on that. If you think I think that someone too, let me just retract. Someone may be in a really bad spot where they think that they're, either pigeonholed into doing something, or um either way, there's some really negative legal issues going on in here. Um, I think someone's challenging your position. I think someone may be asking you to do something that you're not comfortable doing, or you're comfortable doing this, but either way, it's not going to end well. Okay, so I think someone may have some mental instabilities in here. I can't tell which end of the coin you're on for that. Um, there can also be some physical um, harm comes from this too. Okay. If you can tell in here, guys, we don't have a great array of cards. They're all swords, except for the page, which he's a sword too. But we've got all swords in here and one wand. There are no major arcanas in here. So you have free will in here to get yourself out of this, because I think the Lenormand cards are not good, to be honest with you. Um, they speak of you know prison, dishonesty, um, physical, mental illness, psychological, prisons, hospitals. It's not great. I think that in the Lenormands, though, it really speaks of a woman kind of either being her position in the government being challenged, but this can go one of two ways, or it can be many people, I guess. But you can rise above this and actually get a better spot in your government position if you play your cards right here. But if you go rogue and do whatever this says, kind of where you're headed here, it's not going to end well, because there's physical and mental illness in here. So, I can't tell if someone's forcing you to do this or if you're doing it on your own. Um, it's important to one of your message was that it's kind of critical that you give up vengeful um, projects here. So I think too that someone thinks that they're in prison, but somehow I feel like this is some kind of mental illness here. I think that you can, you know, depending upon the severity of this, you've got, you know, different ways, options to go here. you know, because for some of you, I'm getting that you're either going back to prison or you're in prison and you're or someone's being stronghold. There's a massive misuse of power here, so this could be worldwide, guys. I don't know why I'd be picking up on this though in a monthly for Libras, but uh there here it is. I mean, I've got to put it out here. So there you go. Now let's go through the cards. Those were your messages. It's odd though that you've got harmony as the card in here, because if you're looking for harmony, I'm going to pull on, you know, as I create, I will share, you know, harmony divine with love and care. Okay, I feel someone's not mentally stable in here and something's going to go very, very awry. Don't do that. Um, but for the rest of you, let's go through here. It's so weird that we've got the Ace of Cups, the Harmony card, and this. Um, I just want to say the energy's coming through for December. Really think about this, because you're not going to fare well if you're doing things like this. Because if you've noticed, I mean, we've got people that have been doing corrupt things over the last couple of weeks being plucked out of basically every country around the world. You know, princes and uh, mafia and what was that cuckoo bird who was in jail there? That crazy one. I forget his name, but he was, you know, that Charles Manson, right? I mean, these are times where, you know, it's not going to be tolerated to do crazy stuff like that. So you want to maybe watch or rethink things. Don't let someone stronghold you into something. There's always, you know, the flip side of the message that I got was you can get fame and fortune from your position, or most likely you can go down the rabbit hole here, which you're most likely not going to come back up from. So don't let someone stronghold you, because the odds of someone in that scenario being mentally unstable is great. I can't tell if it's you or if it's the person, you know. So those of you can deal with that. Now, for the rest of you, um, stop obsessing over things. You can have what you want, um, but you've got to just get the hamster off the wheel here and realize that you know, you are good enough, and stop worrying about failing at something. Who cares? We're all shitty until we're good at something. And sometimes those things that we fail at, we really don't, because the golden nugget in the success is that we fail, because in that failure is the lesson of success, and it's priceless. So that's for some of you. This is it's never dull with Libra. It never is. So um, stop rejecting yourself. Um, build stronger courage and strength inside. And again, I'm going to harp on this, and you need to hear me here, because you guys can do such great things, but you sell yourself short before you even get out of the gate with that hamster on the wheel there. And look at all these swords. For the Lord above, you could write a whole movie in here just with what's going on in your head. Stop that, okay? Because honestly, you never walk away empty-handed from anything, even if you're failing at something, and that's just a word. It's just something you're not successful at yet, right? But sometimes that lesson is the success. So don't be afraid to fail. Who cares? How do you think you get good at something? You have to fail at something. It's the paradox of all of it. So stop that, okay? Now, we have the Five of Swords, we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Four of Swords, we've got the Seven of Wands, our energy is the Ace of Coins, and our outbound card is the Page of Swords. All swords, one wand, and our energy card is a cup, the Ace of Cups, right? So that's most likely, I'm going to say, someone in here has a happy marriage. They have a happy home life. They have a happy relationship. You don't want to jeopardize that for whatever behind the scenes craziness is going on here. Okay, so there we go with that. All right, now those are all of your messages here. Now we come in with, if we were to strip everything away with whatever it is that this is about, if we stripped it all away, it comes down to this Five of Swords here. Okay, and this is someone, it's a greedy card, it's a lusty card, but it's for power. What the hell is that about? Power in what? Because you're going to end up behind bars or dead. So I'm not quite sure where the benefit of that is. But for the rest of you, it's a quit while you're ahead card. And at the bare basics, when I say everything, it's in that position where everything that you're being asked to look at, like the example of someone will ask me, am I going to be happy in this country? It's an odd question, because underneath it all, when you strip it away, you're really not asking me, are you going to be happy in that country? You're asking me, am I going to be happy with this guy that I'm moving to that country for? So my point is, when you strip everything away, in this card position, you've got the Five of Swords, and it's telling you to quit while you're ahead. Okay, you've got to lose this bad path, this negative path that you're on. Okay. Now again, what emotionally weighs on you, the whole weight of the situation, is the Seven of Swords. And in here, it's a wish granted. In here, it's a wish granted, which is what I'm saying. You've got, if we had a balanced read, this would tell me, these two cards would tell me that you've got a great relationship. You've got something. You've got what you're looking for. But this isn't a balanced read. So I've got to pull on it, is that I really hear someone saying, this isn't time for tears. We've got to pull together here. I don't know what the heck that's about. So this is what's weighing on you. And this card right here is what's holding you back from making a decision. And in here, you're fighting opposition here for there's people challenging your position here. Again, I know nothing about politics, but this very much feels like not common people. This feels, not that anyone's common, you know what I mean, but I don't do political reads, and this is something that sounds like somebody's really blackmailing somebody. And this is your blind spot. This is what you don't see coming. And this is someone who's kind of like writing their will, or someone who's mentally ill, or someone who's really in a depressed state. Normally, this is a great card. It's a card of taking a step back and taking a break, but that's not what this is in here. The blind spot is that I think you've got no way out. I think somebody is mentally ill, and I think that it's catching up with them. Now, again, this card in here, in the outbound, it's not great, because it's a warning of physical or mental illness. It's someone who's withdrawn, someone who's very depressed. Again, Libra can very much get stuck in their head, right? So if you're creating this in here, in these, you've got a future ahead of you that's got fame in it. It's got, you just need to trust in yourself, realize that, not much can't be changed. But this path here is not heading in a great direction, guys. And I thought pulling Lenormand's would clarify some stuff, but it really just clarified more of this darkness. So don't be pulled down the rabbit hole here. Give me a minute, please. All right. there's self-obsession in here too. And to be honest with you, when I feel when I'm reading for someone who's got like bipolar or some kind of mental illness, I feel that in my head. I don't feel that here. So that doesn't mean though that it's not happening. But these Lenormands speak of you know, someone being challenged in a position here, and this is someone who's not a trustworthy person. So you may have someone in your sphere and you're trying to save face over here. What's weighing on you may be that, you know, you've got a family and you're thinking, I need to do this because my family is at stake here. I wish I knew what to advise you, but now, like I say, the Four of Swords in here in a balanced reading, but I can't pull on that because we don't have balanced elements. So I've got to pull on some negatives in these cards, right? Someone is challenging you. And the reason that this is weighing on you is because I think it's affecting your family. I think someone is asking you to do something that you're not comfortable with, and you really feel like you're really stuck here. And to be honest with you, the card, the blind spot that you don't see coming yet is that this person, if it's not you, or this person is mentally or physically about to be, you know, they're either mentally ill or they're about to physically take a hit for something. I'm sorry, guys. Watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising. I have to put this out here because it's for somebody. I just don't know. That's not my, you know, outside of, I wish I could say I could relate to this, but I don't know really these kind of things. Okay. So we've got the Moon card here, which can very easily speak of mental illness. Okay, so I know this really didn't help anyone, and I apologize, but I've got to put it out here, guys. I think someone really wants this, but unfortunately, this is the scenario that they're in. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I can elaborate more on this there, but here, I don't do much of this stuff, you know, but I'd be happy to look at something for you, okay? Okay. Watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising. I apologize. This was disturbing, but I've got to put it out here, okay? So please don't leave me nasty comments. That's not very holiday-ish, okay? So thank you so much. Happy December.